BonVoyageTV. I'm Gerard Murphy from BonVoyage Cruises and Travel, and this is our travel show. I'm joined as usual by Olivia van Leeuwen. How are you?
I'm good, and you?
Good.
Excellent.
Now, tonight we're going to take people to India and Los Angeles.
Oh, exciting.
You've been to India, I was recently in Los Angeles, so we're going to balance the program.
Sounds
and
good.
in the middle, we're going to take you and show you some world cruising with Cunard. So this is the perfectly balanced TV travel show tonight.
Excellent, sounds exciting.
But first, India, because we touched on it briefly last week, but didn't really get into talking about it in depth. Now, you had 6 weeks up there.
7 weeks
7.
in the end. Yes, it was intense. What would you like to know? I feel like I could talk for hours and hours.
Well, we won't go on the course with you.
Okay.
But you did do some Thai massage training.
Yes, yeah.
If it's Thai, why was it in India? That was the first question.
Well, that's where Thai massage actually originated. So it was created by an Ayurvedic doctor in India, and it was around the time of the Buddha. And so Buddhist monks took that on as a practice and as a therapeutic treatment, and then obviously it was spread around the countries where the Buddhist monks went to, and a lot of that was around Thailand, and it then just became traditional Thai massage.
So there's something you've learnt. The Thai massage in Thailand is really Indian.
Everything started in India, really.
The curries did, I know that. Now, probably the first thing that people ask us when they come in and talk about India, they're a little bit worried about its craziness, but probably the first one is health, hygiene and food.
Okay.
So your recommendations, how did you get on with all of that?
Look, I was fine. I think I really expected to get sick. I think if you go to India, it's good to prepare yourself and to have everything you need, you know, so that you can look after yourself in those situations. But as long as you're just smart about it, then you're fine. I mean, don't eat at dodgy looking places. If you're going to eat street food, go to the place that's busy and that looks nice and relatively clean, you know. So I personally stayed away from meat, partly because that's where you can get really sick if you're going to get sick, but also because you see the way the poor little chickens are kept and things over there, and they're not happy chickens. So I just stayed away from meat. And also most of the menus are vegetarian. And they say don't eat the salads and things like that because they're washed in the water. But again, just pick the places that you eat. The places where I was traveling were nicer areas of India, so they were cleaner. I think if you go straight to a place like Delhi and you go get some fresh salad on the street there, you're going to get sick pretty quick.
Trouble.
Yes, but where I was down in Pondicherry, it's a bit cleaner. So we were eating the salads, we were doing everything. I think it's a real mental thing as well. If you go into it thinking, oh my God, this lettuce leaf is going to make me so ill, then you'll probably get ill.
You will get the one.
You know, so just, don't be scared of everything, but be a little bit smart.
Now, we were talking before the show just about crowds and queuing or lack of queuing.
Yes.
Your recommendation is just to go with the flow and get pushy?
Well, if you can avoid getting amongst the crowds, then it's going to make your trip a whole lot smoother and nicer. If you plan in advance, organise a trip with you, for example, and you have drivers organised and that sort of thing, then it will just save you so much hassle and frustration and exhaustion. But if you want to get amongst it and you want to get a real experience, then you have to get your push on and you have to get really assertive and relatively aggressive, because if you don't, you will just get pushed around. You literally will be at the front of a line and they will physically push you out of the way to get in front, or especially getting onto buses and trains. It was incredible, you know. My friend Hayley, actually, she's a bit stronger than me, and she at one point grabbed the side of the bus and said, "Go, Olivia," like to let me go through. And as I was hopping on, I could see a man standing there pushing at her arm, trying to break her arm.
Well, you didn't go under it.
Yeah, but so, you know, you do have to be pretty tough, I guess. But it is a good experience. In hindsight, those experiences are really cool.
I did have similar crowd experiences at Shanghai Airport. They have the lovely zigzag queuing system, but no one bothered with that. It was just
Yeah. Just with such a high population, I guess, there's no room to let any sort of space between people.
You just have to forget your manners you learnt at primary school.
Oh yeah, forget your manners.
Now, transport, And normally if you're booking with Bon Voyage Cruises and Travel, Jill, who's our India expert, will arrange everything for you, and generally we will have someone with you the whole way, so you'll have a guide, even if it's just 2 of you or 4 of you. But transport, you did some buses and some trains.
We did everything,
What was it
almost.
like?
Yeah, really, really cool. I mean, I remember our first bus ride with, on a real kind of local bus, had no windows, anything like that. It was such a mission to get on, and it was crazy. But kind of halfway along the trip, she said, where's your happiness at? And I said, level 10. Like, it's just, you feel really proud of yourself.
I take it that was Hayley, not the driver.
Yeah, Hayley. But you feel really proud of yourself when you manage it, you get there, and you're bumping along on this crazy bus, and for some reason it
with
feels
animals,
really great.
Animals and people and all sorts?
No, just
No?
people.
Oh, that's good.
But
So
yeah.
did you have the transport or trains where people were hanging off the sides? And
I think that's more in Mumbai, but I would really like to do the West Coast now. Isn't it amazing? I think I was in India and I was saying, Gerard, can you get me home sooner? Because this is really tough. But now that I'm out of it, I would love to go back. And yeah, I'm really interested in Mumbai. That's where you see people hanging off the trains, and then that whole West Coast, Goa and those
you've
areas.
only 7 weeks and you still haven't done anything. Now, we did briefly talk about, last week about your tiger experience. That's something in Rajasthan, which is where a lot of New Zealanders go, and the tigers is one that people want to see. And you were very lucky because you saw 2 or 3.
Ah, so
can you talk
lucky.
us through that?
Oh, look, it was just amazing. It felt like we were in an Indiana Jones movie, We're driving along in the train to get to this area first, and I was thinking, oh my God, this is going to be so dumb. Like, it's just kind of farmland, but it's dry and really flat, and I thought we're just going to pay a whole lot of money to drive around on a Jeep and, see some dry grass. So within all of that, there's this amazing jungle, and you drive in, and there's these huge big banyan trees which create the big archways. They're the ones the branches come out. And
Sounds like a Jurassic Park sort of entrance, isn't it?
Yeah, yes, it is. It's really amazing. And then instantly you just see so many peacocks. And to me, they were amazing because you see them as domesticated animals in New Zealand, but I never think about them in the wild. So they're just stunning, and loads of monkeys and deer. There was beautiful little spotted deer and these huge samba deers. And then, halfway through the trip, we saw a beautiful tiger sunning himself and relaxing on the stones. And then we just waited, and finally he got up and started walking. And he's just stunning to watch him walk, And then he sat down, he did a big stretch, and then he sat up, and his little paws came down and his ears turned up, and then he just ran and took down this massive deer, a big deer, and held him down for about 8 minutes and then dragged him away to his little cubs, her little cubs. So that was really, really incredible National Geographic sort of stuff to see.
That's a highlight you don't normally get to see.
Oh gosh, I'll remember that forever. And then on the way out, they were like, right, that's done. We've seen a tiger now. The safari's finished. And then on the way out, we saw another tiger, and she was really, really beautiful as well. Just the setting by a river, and I think I've got some pictures. But so that was that. And to add to the experience, we actually did it instead of getting it organised by the hotel and having it all very easy and getting picked up, and we actually went down to the forestry office where there's just 100 people or men in there trying to get tickets, and it's just crazy, and they're all yelling and banging on the glass, and we don't know what's going on. We can't understand what's going on, so we just copy everybody else and push to the front. And luckily the guy behind the counter spoke English, and he gave us a ticket, and we just waited. We had no idea what was happening, and then fortunately it worked out really amazing because there's no system. You can't choose what truck you're on. It's the luck of the draw.
Climb on one if you see one.
Yeah, it's kind of the luck of the draw. So anyway, it all worked out really, really well, and we saved ourselves some money. So if you want to go on a budget, then those experiences can actually be really fun as well. It just adds to the craziness.
But if you don't, Jill at Bon Voyage Cruises and Travel knows how to do it with guides who will get you placed on the vehicles.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's not, honestly, it's not a lot more.
It's not a lot
India is
more.
quite competitive.
It really, really isn't. Yeah, yeah. And it would just make the trip so easy and so comfortable and lovely. And you still get all the beauty. You know, you still see those tigers, but you don't have to deal with the difficulties.
So you're a convert to adventure and comfort.
Yeah, I mean, I think if I did India again, I'm glad that I did it the way that I did it. But if I did it again and if I recommended it to anybody, I would say go for comfort level. I would say get a driver, get a guide, all that stuff. Yeah.
Saves a lot of time and you probably see more.
And it's still, and it's still cheap, you know. Yeah.
Thank you, Olivia.
You're welcome.
Next, we're going to change a little bit. We're going to go slightly more upmarket, and we're going on Cunard with World Cruising.
Ed and Vivo, we've got the biggest crush on Graham Norton. So we flew all the way to his place so he could have a crush on us. Graham Norton's own Sauvignon Blanc. Southern Hemisphere grapes meet Northern Hemisphere fab.
Welcome back. We've already been to India. Now we're going right around the world with Cunard. And as you know, Olivia, Cunard recently had their 175th birthday, so they're basically the oldest cruise line.
Yeah.
And they tell me that they've taken more people around the world than anyone else.
Wow.
You have been lucky enough to try them out with Queen Mary too.
I was so lucky. It was part of the journey I did on the yachts, and it was just incredible. It really was. It's so smooth through the whole trip, and incredible dining.
And you were just there because your employer was going on the cruise.
Yes, and it wasn't like I was working 12 hours a day. You know, she'd call me every now and then for a little treatment, you know, a foot massage or a pedicure or something like that in her room, but otherwise my other beauty therapist and massage therapist and I just got to explore the ship and enjoy.
Now with Cunard, you don't normally have to take your own staff for massage and therapies and things because they have superb spas and beauty treatments and everything happening there. They have 3 ships, as you know. There's the Queen Mary 2, Queen Elizabeth and Queen Victoria. I've been lucky enough to travel for a few days on Queen Elizabeth and just loved it. There's, to me it was like a village of people. You have a vision that Cunard's going to be all wealthy people and upmarket, but there was a good cross-section. I felt it was a little bit like a village, and there was sort of there were the rich people in the big house, and then there were other levels, but everyone was really friendly.
Yeah.
It was wonderful.
Yeah, it is absolutely, and it is gorgeous to see. The different people moving around the ship. You know, you see the beautiful elderly women hopping into the lifts, and they're in their gorgeous ball gowns, and they're just dripping in jewellery, and they look so elegant and stunning. And it's lovely to see that as well.
One of the questions we always get asked is it going to be too posh? Do I have to dress up the whole time? No, you don't.
No.
On every voyage there will be what they call formal nights, and they're about once every 10 days or so. The rest of the time, what I'm wearing now is possibly even overdressed, a jacket and open neck shirt for men at nights.
And it just depends.
Nice dress for ladies.
Yeah, it just depends where you're going. If you're going to a function, or if you're just going to the main dining hall, isn't it?
And every night, if you still don't feel like dressing up, an open neck shirt up in the buffet area and the courtyard conservatory area is perfectly acceptable. And on formal nights, if you've got a tuxedo, take that because it's fantastic to see everyone dressed up. Otherwise, just a suit and tie is perfectly acceptable.
Yeah.
So it's not all overdone.
No, but like you said, it's really fun to get dressed up too and get amongst that. So it's a good opportunity to be able to.
Next year, 2017, all 3 ships are heading down to Australia and New Zealand area on their world cruises.
Oh, excitement.
So we have Queen Mary, which is coming from Southampton, around South Africa, Cape Town, through Reunion and Mauritius, around Australia. It's not coming to New Zealand next year. After Australia, it heads up through Asia and Japan and China and Dubai, through the Suez Canal, Mediterranean, back to Southampton. Queen Victoria, which does come to New Zealand, it's not doing a complete around-the-world cruise next year. It's coming down via New York and right round South America, through the Pacific Islands to New Zealand, Australia, then up through Hawaii, Los Angeles, through the Panama Canal and back. Queen Elizabeth, the sister ships coming from Southampton, through New York, the northern tip of South America, through Panama Canal, San Francisco, down through Hawaii and the Pacific Islands to New Zealand, across to Australia, up through Japan, and then right back around South Africa and back up to UK.
Very cool.
All those 3 voyages are from Southampton back to Southampton, 120 nights, and you're going to ask how much?
Of course, that's what we're all wanting to know. How much?
If you did the full 120 nights, around 35,000 for an inside cabin, around 40,000 for an ocean view cabin, and then you can go right up there from there for the suites.
Yep.
But we have around 50 sectors of those world voyages you can do, shorter segments, and
yes.
they're much more competitive.
Yes, right, and you can choose your favourite spots.
We've chosen 3 that we've put together as fly cruise packages. They're 3 of our favourites and 3 of the most popular from previous years. So we have Queen Elizabeth coming down from Southampton through Hawaii, Samoa and Tonga to Auckland. That's a 16-night cruise with 2 nights in San Francisco.
Very cool.
That's available for $5,200. Now that's an inside cabin, an ocean view cabin, or a balcony cabin, because they've got a fantastic upgrade. Upgrade yourself, you're getting the full Monty right through to the balcony cabin.
Fantastic.
All the same price, $5,200.
Yep.
When it gets here, we're then going to send people on a lovely 35-night fly cruise from Auckland round through Australia, Papua New Guinea, up to Japan and finishing in Hong Kong.
Oh, I would like that one.
That's a good one. And that's under 10,000, it's 9,600. Again, inside cabin, ocean view, or the upgrade to balcony cabin, no extra.
Fantastic.
And one other that has been really popular last week when we started promoting these is Cape Town to Adelaide. Just because it's a bit of a different segment, we will fly you to Cape Town with Singapore Airlines, 2 nights in Cape Town, or Jill can help you with some safaris or tours beforehand.
Yep.
Join the ship on the 27th of January. You then travel to Port Elizabeth, Reunion, Port Louis in Mauritius, Fremantle, Busselton and Adelaide. It's not too long, it's 24 nights, including a 20-night cruise and 4 nights accommodation in total, and that is really a bargain at $6,700.
Wow.
Again, inside, ocean view, or balcony cabin, all the same price.
Yeah, amazing.
But wait, there's more. Of course, we will give you an onboard credit of $100 US just to help you spend some money.
Yay.
On Cunard, they have beautiful suites, as you can imagine. There's 2 levels, Princess Grill and Queen's Grill. Princess Grill suites give you a little bit more. You have your private grills lounge area, and in that area, just for the people in suites, you can have breakfast, lunch and dinner. You can have, there's a little courtyard restaurant, you can dine al fresco, it's in a private little area. So this is a little bit like the old first class where the riffraff
Yeah, you don't
can't
have
come.
to associate with the peasants downstairs. Yeah.
If you buy in certain grades of the Princess Grill, which are beautiful suites, they will give you a free upgrade to the Queen's Grill. Now this is where you're really talking luxury. You get a butler with your Queen's Grill suite.
Ooh.
You also have a completely separate restaurant, the Queen's Grill, so that's only for the top level of people on the ship. And you're getting other little extras in Queen's Grill, like canapes every night served in your cabin, fresh flowers every day, and a complimentary bar.
That sounds amazing. Even if you pay a whole lot up front, if during the trip you get all little things like that, it just feels like it's free, doesn't it? It feels nice.
It feels good. The more they've got included, the better.
Yeah.
To get more included on your holiday, because Cunard includes so much, we have 3 wonderful ships, Queen Mary 2, Queen Elizabeth and Queen Victoria, all departing Southampton on their 120-day cruises in early January. So they're coming down January to mid-February to New Zealand and Australia, mid-February to early April back to UK. We can help you choose one of the wonderful segments. There's about 50 different segments to choose from. So call me or Jill at BonVoyage Cruises and Travel, that's 0800 266 869, or check our website bonvoyage.co.nz, and we've got more details on those fabulous upgrade offers.
Aboard your choice of Cunard's 3 ships, Queen Elizabeth, Queen Victoria and Queen Mary 2, you'll travel in luxury and ultimate style. Whether you choose between a sumptuous princess or Queen's Grill suite, or opt for a well-appointed stateroom with or without a balcony, you can be sure of enjoying the greatest comfort and care. It's the warmth of the welcome, the attentiveness of the White Star service, and the wide spectrum of onboard activities and events that make Cunard's 3 Queens truly remarkable. And with almost 100 years' experience of conducting world cruises, you couldn't be in better hands. It's time to step aboard Cunard style.
Welcome back. We've been to India, we've been around the world, and as I promised you, would balance the show with a day in Los Angeles. Now this is a freebie. There's nothing much for free in Los Angeles, but we found it. My brother-in-law Luke, when I was there for one day, he had arranged this fantastic excursion. We went to a place called San Fernando Valley and the Nethercut Collection. What is that, you're asking?
Yes, I am wondering what that is, and if I've possibly been there, I don't know.
It has a slight interest for you because the Nethercuts made all their money out of a company called the Merle Norman Cosmetic Company. And they're still the only major manufacturer of cosmetics in the States.
Yep.
But they've spent all their money on a fantastic car collection.
Oh, okay.
This is 250 cars like you've never seen before. It was a fantastic surprise. Best thing of all is this money's all been put into a foundation in perpetuity. They will never charge anyone to come into their museum. This hall you're looking at now is actually a replica of a car dealership from the 1920s.
Wow.
So they were big palatial things because cars in those days were rich and famous.
Yeah, right.
Because cars in those days were for the rich and famous,
Yep.
and the dealerships look like this.
Yep.
These are top of the range. They've all been restored by the Nethercut Collection staff, and they are winners in the Concours d'Elegance at Pebble Beach and places like this. It is just a superb day out, all for nothing. But the surprise is upstairs. The Nethercuts also collected all sorts of organs, Wurlitzers, music machines, and these take the whole of the top floor, and one of these organs is basically the walls of the floor. It's the most magnificent thing you've ever seen.
Ah.
I have no interest in them whatsoever, but I did after this. It was amazing. These guys have made these things all work again. This piano is worth $2 million US.
Wow.
Wouldn't let me touch it, but I could sit on the stool.
Wow, that's amazing.
That was a great day out. If you have some spare time in Los Angeles, the Nethercut Collection, call me if you want to know more about it, or look them up on the internet. It's all free. It's amazing. That's my free tip for today.
Fantastic, and something for everyone. You've got the car lovers downstairs and the music lovers upstairs.
It's just a great experience.
Yeah, it's really cool. Awesome, thanks, Gerard.
Now for the news.
Gerard. Okay.
Now for the news.
Okay, just a short one today. Star Wars actor and professional freerunner Pip Anderson was given the run of the world's largest cruise ship, Harmony of the Seas, which last week completed its maiden voyage in Southampton.
This is a monster.
Yes. Now, this was no leisurely jog around the jogging track on Sports Deck, which incidentally is nearly double the length of an Olympic track and at 750 metres.
So you could keep your fitness up.
Yes. The Royal Caribbean ship cost $1.5 billion, is 1,188 feet long, can carry 6,780 guests and 2,100 crew, and took more than 2.5 years to build. But that did not unnerve Anderson, who was seen in the video leaping through the bowels of the ship, hopping and spinning over the tables and rails and scurrying up the outer walls. The 25-year-old also took to one of Harmony's 2 artificial surf pools. Anderson had 18 decks, 2,747 rooms, 23 swimming pools, 42 bars, and a lounge, a theatre, shopping district, and an ice rink to scamper around. Anderson commented, "My free running is usually done through built-up cityscapes, so to be asked to explore a ship and free run as I might through a classic urban environment was pretty different." So this is obviously a paid gig, but it definitely brings some more interest than the usual cruise ship tours we've seen, Gerard.
Oh, thanks.
Cheeky.
No, there's a bit more action. Normally, quite often the cruise lines show the cruise ships without passengers because they don't have to get rights to show them and all that sort of stuff. So
Yes.
that's why quite often they're boring.
Yes.
But this one wasn't. It was good.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Okay, well, Irishman Joseph Griffin gained internet notoriety after he got confused operating his son's GoPro. Those are the small video cameras often on the end of a selfie stick. Instead of capturing his trip to Las Vegas, he managed to film nothing but close-ups of his face. Perhaps a future in vlogging, that's video blogging, Gerard, could await Mr. Griffin after his son uploaded the clip to YouTube. Visit Las Vegas, the tourist office kindly redid Joseph's video, adding the real sights and scenes he would have been filming. Take a look at this.
Look at that for a view of the mountains. Isn't it stunning? And the place is so busy already. Excellent student. Now what direction the Grand Canyon is, I'm not sure. I think it's that way. That's the view looking down, see? And there's the Trump Tower, same colour as his hair. And now that view is looking north, and that's up into the desert, up into Utah and Arizona, I think. And there's facing west, and that's the setting sun, and there's the Wyndham over there, see that smaller one? And we're going to take it with us later on.
Gerard, wouldn't that just be terribly embarrassing if you did something like that?
It would. Now, Andy, are you sure you got the camera pointing the right way? Oh, that's better. It's an easy mistake to make. So if you are taking videos or photos, I know I do that on my iPhone occasionally when you're trying to take a photo and you're looking at yourself. Just be careful, point it the right way and shoot.
You can see yourself though. You give yourself a big fright because it's the worst angle. You go, all right, oh Jesus, that's a bad angle.
Oh, we've got all the skills here. But at BonVoyage Cruises and Travel, we have truly skilled people, better than me or Olivia. Well, that's the show. Thank you, Olivia. Thank you all for watching.
Thank you.
And until next time,
Bon
bon voyage.
voyage.